Welcome everybody to the final episode of season 2. This is episode 63 of the Quick Shot series, and I'm met by Nadia Kamrath, who I read on your homepage have an old video of yourself as a kid making up songs. And beside the fact I'd really love to see those videos, would you say this was the starting point of your career?
I would think so, yeah. My grandpa was a musician, so he would like play guitar and I would like sing next to him while he was playing it. And that's really when I started writing songs, was really little.
So is music a big thing in your family?
Not really, no. My parents have always been supportive of like whatever we wanted to do, but I would just say my grandpa played guitar and that was basically it.
Do you have any sisters or brothers who also
I have an older brother.
is he also active in the music scene, or doesn't he do
He's a
music?
soccer player,
Oh,
so yeah.
okay. Sports and music. That's
Yeah.
all right. So you are a singer, songwriter. Do you play instruments as well?
Yeah, so I play the guitar, the bass guitar, and the piano as of
Uh,
now, but I'm always learning new instruments.
did you take lessons, or are you self-taught?
My mom like helped me. She wanted me to learn instruments when I was little, so I learned piano first and then bass guitar, and then I'm learning guitar now, but yeah.
Where does this drive to learn all the instruments come from? Usually one has an interest in one instrument or singing, and that's it.
I don't really know. I love writing on like a bunch of different instruments, and since I usually write my songs at home, I wanted to be able to write on whatever I was like in the mood to.
So when writing, do you have any pivotal moments in your process that I don't know, daily daily situations where you think, oh, that's a new song? Or do you have to sit down, concentrate and focus and then write songs?
Sometimes like a word will pop into my head while I'm like doing anything, and then I will kind of have inspiration to write a song, but sometimes it'll just be like 10 minutes, like I just write it really quickly and then I like don't even know how it happened. But then sometimes it's like a process over weeks where I kind of am building the song.
So the next one might be a bit tricky. Why the drive to share vulnerable songs and thoughts instead of, I don't know, puppy, everyday radio-friendly songs?
I write my songs not necessarily based from my point of, like not my life. I usually write songs from other people's point of view or stories that I just like make up. And I feel like it's not limiting when I do that. Like when I'm writing songs from my point of view, I'm 15, so there's not like a lot that I've experienced.
You're 15?
Yeah. So there's
Okay.
so there's not like a lot that I've experienced. So I feel like from writing from other people's point of views, I can write a bunch of stories and kind of get into other people's heads like that. And then I like writing vulnerable things just because I feel like they connect with people a lot. And I'm always been interested in that sort of music. So I kind of write what I like to hear.
So that 15-year-old thing kind of throws me a bit off because that explains one of my questions would have been why you were hiding in the shadows, so to speak, for so long before releasing your songs. But I guess this is your first song you decided to release then with
Well,
Fever Dream.
yeah. So I really only started writing songs like I knew that this is what I wanted to do was during quarantine because I had like so much time and I just started writing and I've always written songs, but I was kind of like it was more of a hobby. And then when I started really writing songs, I knew that it was like what I wanted to do. And basically that's when I started working on my upcoming EP. So all the songs on there are the ones that I've been writing over this past year.
So all the songs were created during the past year, or did you have them somewhere in a notebook sleeping for a couple of years now?
I kind of prefer when I write a song to really produce it and do all that right after, just because I really like the song after. But I have so many songs that I've just like not used just because I stopped relating to them or I stopped really liking them. So yeah, I have a lot sitting in notebooks.
But I guess they will be staying in those notebooks because once you evolve, so to speak, as the musician in you, they will be kept somewhere in the box.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't know, as I get older and stuff, I just write different stuff.
So let's focus on Fever Dream you just released recently. Can you tell me about the process of creating those stunning visuals for a song? You did a video as well, I guess.
Oh yeah. So
And
yeah, sorry, continue.
yeah, I'm interested in the crew who worked with you. Was there a label involved, or did you all the things do on yourself?
Well, I'm an independent artist, so I kind of just had the idea of doing like the bunch of photos and for the video, and then we went to like this old it's not really haunted, but this old hotel, and we just kind of like shot in like one day like just a bunch of different footage. And I worked with these two guys from my town, and we kind of just did it together. I don't know, like
So
a film company, so they
So you went there and talked about your idea, and they said, "Okay, we can do something with that." Or would you be a director as well? So you said what to shoot when, and they just hit the button, so to speak.
well, yeah, because I kind of storyboarded like the ideas, like where I wanted to be posed and stuff. Because I wanted my video to kind of like portray like the song. Like to me, that video like is kind of like me waiting, or because that's kind of what the song is about. So I wanted it to feel like that. So I came up with a lot of the poses beforehand, and then helped like with the editing and stuff like that. But yeah.
So you said before that this was a track of an upcoming album, or was it the EP?
Yeah, EP, yeah.
Okay, can you tell us about this future project?
Yeah. So I finished all the songs on that, and I've written them over the past year. And I kind of like the way that I like envision the album is sort of very like soft and kind of where I am right now as an artist. So it kind of has like I'm releasing a song in August, so I'll just like keep releasing singles, and then the album will be like in January or around there.
Okay, you're taking my questions one by one because one
Oh,
of them would have been why
sorry.
an album or an EP instead of singles? Because talking with other musicians, they prefer releasing singles because they keep them in the loop, so to speak. Because once you throw out an album, you're there and active, but then it's the interest is going down again. So I guess,
Yeah.
but you plan on releasing all the singles and ending it with the EP?
Yeah, so I'm gonna do like half and half, like 4 singles and then 4 extra on the EP, just because I like listening to a full album. I just think the experience is very like different than a bunch of singles. Sometimes I feel like they don't really have like a common like theme or whatever. So I kind of I am intrigued by the idea of like an album, but yeah.
So when creating those songs, there's a lot of, I'd say, maturity going on in Fever Dream.
Mhm.
That's why the 15-year-olds still throw me off. So is this who you are, or is this what you told before, thoughts of somebody else, or a staged act, if you will?
Well, I kind of pull from my personal life, but that one I would say is most unlike my personal life. I just heard the term fever dream and I thought it was like super cool. I really didn't even know what it meant, but I thought it was really cool, and I just formed this story around it of like someone basically going crazy over like a lost love. And so that one was most unlike me, and even when I wrote it, I was like, where did this come from? I have no idea. So yeah.
um, Taking this as an example, can you describe the songwriting process? So you just sit down, write the words at first, or did the melodies pop up first? Is there any linear process going on with creating new songs for you?
Everyone is like different for me, but I'll usually start with either my piano or guitar, and I kind of write the melody and the lyrics at the same time. But sometimes I'll start with like a poem, like a really long poem, because I can get out like all the ideas that I have about a song at once. And then I can pull from that. If there's like little things in there that I really like, then I can put them into my song. But most of the time, I can't even really explain it. It just happens in like a couple minutes. And then I either like it or I want to write like another version of the same song, which I do a lot. I write like a bunch of different versions and then sometimes I'll combine them or like combine different ideas to get the one that really stays with me.
How do you get a hold on these scratches, if you will? Do you record them with a cell phone, or do you go into the studio to record all the single versions?
Well, I will do a mix of both, I would say. I kind of record stuff in my house, like, and I make most of the music here, and then I collaborate with someone at a studio, and then we kind of finish everything off and polish it up. But I like to come up with most of the music because I feel like the music has a really big impact on like what the song feels like. So I'm like the only one really who would understand what emotions I'm trying to convey. So I like to be able to kind of make most of the music here. And then, but for if I really like one of the scratches, I'll record it and do stuff here, but then I'll change my mind. Or sometimes I just record it on my phone while I'm singing it.
Have you ever been live with your songs yet?
I haven't. And it's something I really want to do in the future. I just haven't gotten the chance yet.
So no gigs so far. I guess COVID threw a stone in there as well. So
Yeah.
as soon as you got all the ideas ready, no stages would open to anyone.
Yeah.
So
But soon, hopefully. It's definitely something I want to do in the future.
could you imagine collaborating with other musicians to form a band, or do you see yourself as a singles musician?
I like being a single musician, but I also kind of like the idea of also having a band and then doing a solo project like how I am now. I just think that I would like, since I write all my songs, like most of them, and I write most of the music too, I feel like it would kind of be definitely different dynamic with working with a couple of people, but I definitely could see myself liking it as like another project on top of the one I'm doing right now.
Do you think in the area where you live, is there an active music scene regarding live music, or has this gone low the last years?
Well, I kind of moved like towns or country, I mean, not country, sorry. I moved states like a couple years ago, and so I haven't really looked into that quite yet because I'm kind of new here and haven't really had the time. But I think that my dream is I grew up like just outside of New York, so, and I love it there. So my dream is to play a show there at some point because I know that the music scene is really active there. So
Yeah, yeah. But
yeah.
also, I guess this is an overwhelming thing and surely one of taken off the bucket list, so to speak, because
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
this.
definitely. It's definitely on there.
So this would be the last question for the day. As a musician, both as a musician and as a human normal being, what would you say? What's the next reachable thing on your bucket list you are most likely to do?
Um, for me, I feel like I'm really excited to start another project, which sounds a little like soon, but I already have so many ideas for it. So I think just continuing to write and definitely playing some live shows and just like growing my audience, having the most people that can listen to my songs possible.
But what's the extreme project?
Oh, the next one that I haven't really started, but I'm starting to form my ideas for it. And I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited. I'm not really sure, but it's just more writing and stuff.
So you will keep this a secret unless you do it.
Yeah, Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Perfect. Okay, Nadia, thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, if you want to know more about Nadia Kamrath and her songs and her future projects, please check out the links in the description of the video or the podcast. That's it for today. All I have to say is be safe. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.